launch of Antigravity actually made creating complete AI systems much more easier than it was before, and today I'm gonna create a complete real estate dashboard system that are gonna help out CEOs to organize their data and make their decisions easier to make. So we're gonna be using Antigravity with Supabase in a beginner guide that everyone can follow. So without further ado, let's go directly into the build. So guys, as you can see, this is a complete dashboard for a real estate agency, a CEO of a real estate agency that is gonna be able to manage all the data of the franchise inside this dashboard, so that it's easier for him to make decisions, as on the other way it would be with a lot of messy data. So this is gonna be everything established inside this dashboard, organized, so that it's easy to take decisions, to make decisions. As you can see here, we have several data like the weekly sales conversions, the total revenue of this month, the active agents, the average property price, the listing to sale ratio, and this would be all inside Supabase so that we can have all the data. And I built all this with Antigravity from Google. So I'm gonna show you right now how I built it, and let's go on a step by step to build another one, because we could build really cool things for real estate agencies and for other niches. So let's go into it. So first of all, you could come inside Claude, ChatGPT or Gemini, and you should answer to create the app that you want this question. So in this case, what I did is put this message: create me a complete SOP for a dashboard that I'm gonna to create, because we have to create first a SOP. And remember that with Antigravity we are not gonna just build a dashboard, so we're gonna build complete apps, but this is just an example of an app that we could build. Problem for a CEO of a real estate agency, blah blah blah, where we are gonna thanks to the data, basically what you saw before. And we are now gonna click here so that it creates us a complete SOP document that we're gonna later bring onto Gemini, so that we can actually create a complete app with that. I'm gonna see you right now. There you go, guys. So in this case, we got this complete SOP. You have to do this for all the systems that you're gonna create, actually. And as you can see, it's a large document that we're not gonna read right now because it's not gonna be necessary. So we have to go now to not to Gemini, but to Google AI Studio. That is where we're gonna create the app and the dashboard. So for that, we can get here into a start, and we are gonna first of all come back to Claude, copy this message, bring it back here, and I'm gonna paste it here. That's gonna be the first thing. Fantastic. And then what I'm gonna give you is a piece of text that you have to paste, in this case for all of these dashboards or all of these systems, because what we're gonna do here is gonna create the UI of the dashboard. You can actually skip this step if you're not gonna build a dashboard and your objective is to build another thing inside Antigravity for real estate agencies or any other niche. But as I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna add the next text that you will have in the description. As you can see, here is a way of telling Gemini the goal, the required text, and some details that we're gonna need. In this case, the goal, build a productive, ready, everything, as you can see here. And by the way, as you can see here, the final quality is understands in less than 10 seconds. These are details that we're gonna need for a complete dashboard. So now I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it below, as you can see here. There you go, and there you go, inside this text. By the way, now we want to get the UI and how it's looking the dashboard. We want to get an example of it. So I got a page called actually Dribble, and here inside Dribble, as you can see, we can actually explore a lot of things. And if you click here, we can go to dashboard, and we can select here a cool one for the real estate agency data that you actually want. For example, we could choose this one, we could choose this one, whatever you want. I could actually choose, for example, one that is black, because I actually prefer it a lot. So for example, let's go with, I think this one is cool. So what we have to do basically is come here, take a capture of it, as you can see here. There you go. I'm gonna copy it. Fantastic. And I'm gonna bring it back here. We're gonna paste the image, and now we're gonna directly click on build, as we were doing some days ago when Google AI Studio launched. But now we're gonna complement it with anti-gravity so that it's 10 times better. So here we got everything. We got the dashboard already created with the overview, the franchise. But as you can see, inside overview, report, and everything, there's not a lot of things. So there's not nothing. So that's why I'm gonna move me here. And what I'm gonna do is gonna speak to Gemini to tell him to add some dummy data. I'm gonna allow it and let's go. Hey Gemini, so I saw that you didn't add any data inside franchise, reports, and alert center. Would you mind actually adding some data based on what you added inside overview? Also, could you put a dark mode? It would be great for that. As you can see, it's gonna pass everything to us to text, and we're just gonna send it. And with this, let's wait again until it's created. Okay, so as you can actually see here, it has finished. We got the dark mode, and if we go to franchise, we're gonna find all the new data that we have here: downtown Manhattan, Beverly Hills Central. We also have here several reports. It's actually really cool, I love it. And the alert center, in case we have everything. We got to get here to open briefing. Well, it's not gonna work because he just added this data, but it's good for me to go. So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go to GitHub, and we wanted to actually save it in GitHub. So for that, we just have to here connect, and you have to sign in with your account. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is verify via email. Okay, but in case you just created today a GitHub account, which actually happens and it's not gonna work because GitHub and Google are having problems in this start of 2026, you first of all, what you have to do is go to github.com and just create an account. It's completely free, you don't have to do anything, and then you will have to come here to create a new repository. You can name it however you want. Let's call it hello YouTube, for example. It's available, so I'm gonna create the repository. What we're gonna do now is basically come back here to the Google AI Studio, and we're gonna download the app, which is gonna be, by the way guys, a zip. So we want to actually open the zip. So once I go to my Apple Finder, as you can see, what we're gonna find is inside downloads our actually new zip, which is gonna be this one. So we're gonna click here, and it's gonna process it, and then we got this dashboard which we are actually gonna click, and here we have all the data that we want. Why is that? Because we're gonna come back here, and once we are inside our repository of GitHub, we're gonna upload an existing file. We're gonna choose our files, and inside actually we have to go to downloads. We have to go back to our folder, and we're gonna start adding everything here. As you can see, I'm gonna upload everything that we have here. These ones, these three also. I'm gonna later add the ones inside components. There you go. All of them guys, all of them have to get inside here. And let's come back here, let's go to services, and let's add the only one that there is there. Fantastic. With all this done, we're gonna commit changes. Click there. It's gonna process all the files so that we can have them all inside GitHub. And once we have that, it's the moment to go actually to Antigravity, guys. So for that, in case you don't have it installed, what you have to do is search for Antigravity, Google Antigravity, and you are gonna download it for whatever computer you have. Maybe it's a Mac, maybe it's a PC, whatever you have, Windows, Linux. You download it, and once it's on, you're gonna find something really different to this. You're gonna find something that is actually blank, that you're not gonna actually find anything. So once you start the app, you're gonna probably find something similar to this. We want to create a new folder, so for that we're gonna go to file, we're gonna go in this case to open folder, and here you have to create a new one. So what you have to do is come back here, we are gonna actually click on new folder, and you can call it, I'm gonna call it Antigravity 3. There you go, everything together, and I'm gonna create it. Fantastic. So I'm gonna click on open, and as you can see here, we got it here. Right. So I'm gonna click on yes, I trust the authors, and what I'm gonna give it right now, once the one moment the agent is currently loading. First of all, where I'm gonna tell him, hey dude, I am going to give you a GitHub link, and I want you to pull it down. And now we're gonna put the link of GitHub, which is gonna be this one that we have here, code. We're gonna copy this code in HTML. Careful guys, because you have to be sure that down here it is in public. As you can see, mine is in public. Check it. If it's in private, change it to public. And we're gonna come back here and I'm gonna paste it. And now it's gonna start working inside our computer. So you might find while it's generating that you have to click here on allow for some code that he has to do. You click everything on allow, access and everything, because you are gonna need it. For example, as you can see here, I have to click here on upset, so that it's gonna accept and it's gonna run the command that it has to do. Okay guys, so I actually finished with it. As you can see, it told me the app is running at this thing, and as you can see here, we had a problem. So with that error, what we're gonna do that is come back to actually our Antigravity. I'm gonna tell him, hey bro, so I think there is actually a problem. It is giving me an error. The app isn't showcasing correctly. Can you fix it? Because I actually want to have the app correctly and it is not showing right now. And we're gonna send it. There you go. And it's gonna right now generate. Okay guys, so as you can see, it just ended and we have it here created, but it's right now inside our computer. And the data that we have is not actually real. So the important thing is that we have everything created already, and Antigravity has got it correctly with all the franchise here and everything. It has opened and solved the problem. So what are we gonna do now? We want to first of all connect to Supabase so that we can add all the data inside Supabase, and then Antigravity is gonna connect that and bring it back to our dashboard. Okay guys, so now we want to add actually real data. So for that, what we're gonna do is come first to MCP servers. We're gonna connect our MCP server from Supabase. I already have it connected, but well, if you want to, I'm gonna uninstall it. There's no problem, and let's install it right now. So for that, we have to get a Supabase token. So we have to click here, and it's gonna bring us to Supabase. Here you have to create your own Supabase token. If not, you have to first create an account, and then you can actually already create a token. It's completely free to use Supabase at first, so just click on generate token and let's call it this Antigravity. It expires in let's say 1 day, 7 days just in case, and I'm gonna generate token. So right now what I'm gonna do is come here and I'm gonna actually copy it. Okay guys, so for that what we're gonna do is copy here. There you go, and we're gonna come back to Antigravity and we have to paste it right here. Okay, so once we click on save, we have it already installed. We're gonna click on manage MCP servers, and right now we want to activate all of these that you can see, these tools that we have here. You want to keep this below 50 always, but well, right now we have it in 29 from Supabase, so it's really cool, fantastic. So we're gonna come back to agent, and what we're gonna tell him is, hey dude, I think that we have some data that is not real, so why don't you create some dummy data so that you can show it inside the dashboard that you have created, but inside Supabase. You can create, if you want a new organization, create tables however you want, but have some data that it's real and that we're gonna see later on the dashboard based on what you've added on Supabase using the MCP. Fantastic. So now I'm gonna send it and it's gonna start working completely on it. Let's wait until it's done and I will show you later. Okay guys, so we had actually finished operating, so now we can go to the local host that is gonna be here, as you can see, and what we're gonna find is that we have all the dashboard here with data that if we go to Supabase right now, we can find here that we have a new project created with different databases here, as you can see, connected, 3 of them actually, and if we go actually to each of it, we will find them with franchise, historical data and KPIs. So if we view here the table, we're gonna find exactly all the things that we can go into franchise to find. The director with Sarah Jenkins, as you can see here, and the revenue, it's exactly the same as we find here in Supabase. Okay, so what's the next step? So the next step is gonna be, in this case, to deploy it into a web. Now it's a moment where our imagination can go completely off. I just wanted to leave this like a beginner guide, but now we can add, for example, some NA10 automations here so that we can do that every month. It updates with the information of each month. We can also add some other availabilities like knowledge base or some crucial information that we could take from Notion with the MCP and add it here into this database. But besides that, the main thing that we can have right now is have it updated every month, and we could do that with an A10 or with other possibilities. And if you want to have another video of it, just let me know. But also what we could do is publish this into the website. And what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do that? We're gonna go to Vercel. That is a really cool app which is gonna allow us to actually publish it with a real domain, and before we will have to, before that we should actually deploy this to GitHub, which you can also use the MCP. And for that I'm gonna actually show you right now in this video that you have here. You're gonna be able to see how I actually created a complete domain with a dashboard I had created with Gemini, but how I brought it from GitHub to a public domain so you can have a complete dashboard with it, doing it with Vercel. So if you want to check how I did it, go to that video. That's all. Thanks for watching the video and see you in the next one. So which would be the next step now? We want to deploy right now this into probably a website, a public domain. So for that we're gonna have to go in this case to Vercel here. I actually search it. It's free at first, so you should sign up. In this case I'm gonna log in, but just sign up. Is completely free at the start. I'm gonna see you inside. Okay, so once you are here inside Vercel, what you are gonna have to do is sign in with your GitHub account, and then you will be able to select projects. But first we have to deploy it into GitHub. So with that, what we have to do is go here to the Antigravity, go to MCP server, and we're gonna manage MCP servers. First we're gonna search here GitHub because we want to add GitHub, and we're gonna install it. Want to say first that you have to actually download and install the Docker desktop, as you can see here, in order for this to go right, to be operating, because if not, it's not gonna operate. So once you install the Docker desktop and you connect to GitHub, you're gonna install it, and here you have to get your GitHub token. That you have to go first of all to GitHub. There you go, sign in, and once you are inside your account, you're gonna come back here to settings, and we're gonna go here down into where it says developer settings. Fantastic. And now what we're gonna go is to personal access tokens, and we're gonna get the fine grained tokens, as you can see here. We're gonna generate a new one. So we're gonna put a silly name like Antigravity, and we're just gonna leave it in 30 days, for example. Public repositories or repositories, whatever you prefer. Let's leave it in public right now, and I'm gonna generate a token. So I'm gonna click to generate a token, and I'm gonna copy it. Fantastic. So once we come here, and we have to paste it here and save. Great. So now we can manage MCP servers, and as we have to leave it below 50, we're gonna take out all from Supabase, as we're not gonna use it more, and we are gonna leave this in GitHub. We're gonna come back to agent, and I'm gonna tell him, I want you to add this project into and I have here 2 repositories, but why not, let's tell him to into a new repository inside my GitHub that you can create. Fantastic. And let's say it, save all the project there, and I'm gonna send it. So right now it's gonna go with the MCP server, and it's gonna completely store in a new repository this GitHub project, so that later we can put it inside Vercel. That's the cool thing about Antigravity. Okay guys, my bad, because it doesn't allow us to actually create a new repository. I'm just gonna say, hey there, so my bad, I didn't know that you couldn't create a repository. Just add it in whichever repository that you actually want, so that we can actually create it and use it there. If you want to create it in the Antigravity one or in the Aura Bows one, either, whatever you actually prefer. Fantastic. So now I'm gonna send it, and let's see what it generates. Okay guys, so as you can see, it just finished. We have everything here that we need. the little components, everything is migrated here. As you can see, this message that it told us. Fantastic. So now we're gonna go back to Virtual. We're gonna add a project. And in this case, what we're gonna go is with hello there. I'm gonna import this. Great. So now, as it was created with Gemini, what I'm gonna do is come here into environmental variables, and I'm gonna add here Gemini API key. You have to put it like this, and here we have to go ahead and copy our API key from Gemini. Careful, because it actually has to go with underline rows. There you go, and there you go, underscore underscore. There. So fantastic. Now I'm gonna go here to search for the Gemini API key actually. So let's search for it. Fantastic. You go inside this link, you copy it, and you bring it back to our Burst Lab. Perfect. So once pasted, I'm just gonna click on deploy, and it's gonna go completely to deploy the dashboard and the system. Fantastic, guys. So it just finished, and now we can go here, click here, and we will actually see it right now here. Everything deployed into a complete domain here within Virtual. Then once you click here on add domain, you can actually come here and add a complete domain inside Virtual, so that you can add whatever you prefer, and then sell it to a complete real estate company, a whole real estate company, and start selling it to CEOs. So yeah, this is basically the system. This is how we actually can create a complete real estate dashboard, so that they can be happy and they can make their decisions easier, and that has a really big value for them. So if you have any additional questions, let me know in the comment box, and I will see you shortly.